And welcome to the class of the factors affecting industrial relations. So in our previous class, we have discussed about what do you mean by industrial relations, what is the objective, what are the scopes, and all other important introductory functions we have discussed. And in our today's class, we are going to discuss about the introduction to industrial relations and also study the factors affecting industrial relations. And the last topic, what we are going to discuss for today's class is factors promoting industrial relations. First, we should understand what are the factors affecting. Then we should also understand what are the factors which are promoting the industrial relations. So this is about our today's class. And the term industrial relations means the relationship between the labor and the management. So that is what we have discussed in our last classes, which arises through interactive processes, which arises because of the business, which arises because of the management, which arises because of the relationship between the employer and employee, and which arises because of the need. So both labor and management interact with each other on different issues. So the laborers, the workers, and also the management interact with each other on different issues. Maybe on the issues relating to employment, maybe issues relating to terms and conditions, maybe and other specified conditions or other specified problems in which you are facing a problem. So you are supposed to settle them. How do we settle? That is, again, we have many ways to settle the problem. So we are going to sit and negotiate. Who is going to negotiate? The representative from the laborers, the representative from the workers. We call them as trade unions. And the representative from the management. They both come, sit together and discuss management, laborers, and the union trade representative members. So these are the people who are going to sit together, discuss and solve their problems, discuss and settle the disputes, and these all things will be again concerned. These all things will be planned and implemented, that is through a proper HR policies. You need to come up with a proper HR practices, proper HR policies, which will affect the process, that is our business process. And HR practices or issues concerning about court judgment, legal implications, government orders, instructions, and so on. So we need to sit and discuss about all these things, and that is what we call it as industrial relations. And these are some of the factors which are affecting industrial relations. Can you see it on the screen? Is everyone there?
Yes, sir.
All
yes.
are there with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you. So the first one is internal factors. What are the factors which are affecting industrial relations? Internal factors. And second one is external factors. We have institutional factors, economical factors, or we call it as economic factors, social factors, technological factors, psychological factors, political factors, enterprise related factors, global factors, socio-ethical and cultural factors, technological advancement factors, market conditions, international relations, ideological factors, economic policy, political parties, and conditions for continual industrial relations. So now can you find how many factors? How many factors can you find which is going to affect our relationship, that is industrial relations? You can find almost 18 factors. I guess you might have heard at least some of these, correct? Has anyone heard about these factors previously in any of the subject? No? Either please
No, sir, no.
or no. Fine, no. So here, yes, Mr. Adam, have you heard?
No, what I mean is internal factor and institutional factors. Is there any difference?
No, I did not understand, Mr. Adam.
Internal factors. There's number one is internal factors.
Correct.
And number three is institutional factors.
Correct.
What is the difference between these two?
You want the difference, right?
Please.
Yes. I'll tell you. Okay. So these are the different factors which are affecting our industrial relations. Okay. Now we are going to study few factors which are affecting the industrial relations. So now, Mr. Adam, please hold on for a second. I'll clarify your doubt. Next topic is all about the factors affecting industrial relations only. While explaining the institutional factors and internal factors, I'll explain you the difference. Okay. Please hold on for a minute. The industrial relation systems of an organization is influenced by variety of factors. So I have again reconsidered few of the important factors out of those 18. So these 18 are, yes, if at all, if you want, you can take a screenshot of it. These are the factors which are affecting, and further I have again segregated them. The first one is institutional factor. The second one is economic factor, the social factors, technological factors, psychological factors, political factors, enterprise related factors, and next one is global factors. Now coming back to your doubt, Mr. Adam, business environment is divided or segmented based upon two factors. First one is internal factor, second one is external factors. External factors are again further divided into micro factors and macro environmental factors. Are you there, Mr. Adam?
Yes.
Yes. Internal factors and external. External is further segregated into micro and macro. So now I'll come back to internal factors. So what are the internal factors? So generally, if at all, if you refer textbook, if you refer internet, internal factors are generally considered as controllable factors, and external factors are uncontrollable factors. Generally, they are called and they're treated as uncontrollable factors. So now coming back to the internal factors, what are these internal factors? The first factor is your organization. The second factor is your competitor. The next important factor is your customer. The next important internal factor is your supplier. The next important factor is again your intermediaries, whom we call them as middlemen.
Employee performance.
Right? Yes. So these are the different internal factors. Now coming back to external factors are uncontrollable. Again in external, the first one is micro. Micro is nothing but again your employees, which are easily controllable. Right? Your different departments, your customers, your suppliers. So these all are the factors. And coming back to micro environmental factors, these are uncontrollable, like your political factors, we cannot control them. Cultural factors, you cannot control them. Technological factors, you cannot control them. Economical conditions and economical factors, you cannot control them. So these are the different factors which are affecting our organization. Now internal means your organization comes in internal. Your customers, your competitors, your suppliers, your dealers, your intermediaries. But when it comes to institutional, that is within the organization. Maybe the different departments, maybe your employees. Okay? Adam, Mr. Adam?
Yes.
Is it clear? You understood at least something?
Yes.
You understood the difference between institutional and internal?
Yes.
Yes, we are going to discuss, yes. The first one is institutional factor. Under institutional factors, there are different things which are included, different factors like state policy, labor laws, voluntary codes, collective bargaining negotiations or collective bargaining agreements, labor unions, employers organization, or we call them as federations. So these are the internal factors which are affecting our relations. Matlab, industrial relation. The second one is economical factor. Under this, the economic factors are again included economic organizations like socialist, communist, capitalist. Hope you all know what is socialist, communist, and capitalist, right? The type of ownership, individual, company, whether you are a domestic company whose operations are within the boundaries of a nation, or whether you are a multinational company where you have operations in 2 different countries or more than 1 country. So all these factors again will influence your relationship. Next one is government, cooperative ownership, nature and composition of workforce. Yes. Yes. Any doubt, Mr. Adam? The source of labor supply, labor market relative status, disparities of wages between the groups. Next one is level of unemployment. So these all are the economical factors which are affecting our industrial relations. The third one is very important factor, social factors. See, I don't know about other countries, but a country like in India, everything matters. Society matters, our culture matters. Right? When I speak about social group or society or social factors, in India, we have different religions and different castes, and everything matters in the business. Under social factors, items like social group, that is like caste, whether they are individual, whether they are joint family. Again, it is going to be based upon creed, social values, norms, social status, that is whether he is a high level, low level, middle level. Each and every factor influences the industrial relations in the early stages of industrialization. So during this industrialization was when it was in the early stages, everything was mattering and everything mattered and every factors affected the relationship. But they gave rise to relationship as master and servant. So still there are many companies in many countries, there is the master and servant rule, and having that is again based upon the high caste, low caste, right? So there is a lot of differentiation based upon the caste, based upon the color, based upon the creed, based upon the origin, that is also from which country you're. So there are a lot of problems which are being faced, and we call them as social factors. The next important factor is again technological factors, which is not in our hand. Technology keeps on changing, and being organization, you need to adapt to the change. So that's why today there is one of the biggest topic which is being discussed called change management. So that is being a separate subject now. So you need to identify the change, you need to adapt. If you are not adapting the change, then you will be vanished out of the market. So technological factors. Under technological factors falls items like work methods, type of technology used, rate of technological changes, research and development activities, ability to cope up with emerging trends. Everything matters, and these factors will influence our industrial relations. Industrial relations means the relationship between the employer and the employee. Is it clear, my dear students? All you are there?
Yes, sir.
Yes. The next one is psychological factors. Speaking from the point of psychology, under psychological factors, the items pertaining to industrial relations like owners' attitudes. You might have seen this, right? You all are working in an organization. So we come across many psychological factors. Perception about the workforce. What do you think about your company? What do you think about your owner? What do you think about your boss? And workers' attitudes towards work and their motivation, the moral level, the interest, the satisfaction and dissatisfaction levels, all these factors will affect the relationship between the management and the employee. And the next one is one of the important factor is political factor. Every country has a different governments, and different governments come up with the different policies. Whenever there is a change in political party, whenever there is a change in government, we automatically come across new policies. We automatically come across new regulations, new rules pertaining to trade and commerce. So political factors are nothing but again political institutions. They are the system of government, political philosophy, attitude of government, ruling elite, and opposition towards labor problems. So we might have come across so many things. Generally in government organizations, you will find such kind of things. The labor sitting for a strike. The government will not fulfill their needs. After going for a strike for 30 days, 20 days, yes, the government comes down. They change their policy, they change their rules and regulations finally to satisfy them. So every political party has a different political agenda which is affecting our business. You all are there with me?
Yes, sir.
So this is the political factors. Next one is enterprise related factors. So this is nothing but within our organization. Under enterprise related factors, we come across different issues like style of management. That might be a problem for someone. They don't like this style of management, or they don't like this philosophy, or they don't like this value system, or they don't like this organizational culture. Right? So every organization has a different culture. I hope everyone knows this. We call them as organizational culture. Every organization has different set of rules and regulations which are need to be followed by every employee in the organization. So there are different factors which are internally related, like organizational culture, organizational climate, organizational health, extent of competition within the organization, adaptability to the change. That is nothing but we are supposed to even adapt to the change. So that is how fast you are capable of adapting the change. So that is again one of the factors. And the next one is global factors. Under global factors, the various factors which are included, like international relations, international rules and regulations, global conflicts, the differences in the political, maybe the differences are in the political wise. Right? So we find so many global factors. Please mute yourselves. Okay. And global conflicts, dominant economic political ideologies, global cultures, economic and trading policies of power blocks, international trade agreements, relations between international labor agreements. So international labor agreements. So these all factors are affecting our industrial relations. So this is from the point of global factors. I hope everyone knows what is LPG, right? My dear students, what is LPG?
Liquid petroleum and gas.
Liquid petroleum and gas. Okay, sir. That is from the point of production manager, from the point of person who is associated in technical field. But LPG is not liquid petroleum gas. It is something different.
Okay.
Liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Today, the present market is a global market, correct? We not only concentrate on a single market, we concentrate on whole globe. I don't want to fulfill the needs of customers, that is my domestic customers. I want to fulfill the needs and wants of global customers. I don't want to do business in single market or in single country. I want to penetrate into different markets. I want to extend into different sectors. Yes, Mr. Adam, please go ahead.
Could you please repeat LPR?
LPG, liberalization, privatization and globalization. Liberalization, privatization and globalization. Today, if at all, is it clear, Mr. Adam? Liberalization means what? You are liberalizing the restrictions, the rules and regulations. The privatization concept has come into picture. What do you mean by privatization? The government intervention is being decreased or reduced. That is what we call it as privatization. What is globalization? Today, you name any product. All international brands are available in our market. How these international companies are doing business in our market or in our country, that is the effect of liberalization, privatization and globalization. The restrictions have been liberalized, the government intervention has been reduced, and the foreign companies are entering into each and every country. If you take a simple example of your country, you may find so many international companies having their operations in your country. How come it is happening? That is the effect of globalization. So now we consider market as a small market, that is a global market. No more you are going to serve only one set of customers. Today I am here to serve global customers. My position, I'm not seeking to be positioned in a single market. I want to be positioned in a global market. I want to serve different types of customers. My company wants to be in each and every country. That is the reason today you may find so many multinational companies. Correct? So this is all the effect of globalization. So now you can go and do business in any part of the world. That is again through the regulations of WTO, World Trade Organization. So this is the global factors which we are supposed to understand locally and also internationally. So that is what we meant by global factors. Is it clear, my dear students?